Meeting people where they are at. What comes up for me upon that distinction is having struggled with addiction for so long, being in that space of hopelessness, of worthlessness, of just sheer not enoughness, so full of judgment towards self, and begging for divine intervention as I feel as though I had dug myself into this pit, into this canyon that I had no idea how to get out of, but I didn't want to be there anymore. And an individual who, following that divine calling, that divine channel, ended up in the field. And in that process, it was almost as if she repelled down into this pit in which I had dug myself. On some sort of a light line. And as she repelled in, she sat there with me. She sat there with me in this pit of my own despair, of my own digging, of my own doing. And she listened. She listened with compassion. She listened with love. She listened from a place of compassion and from love. And after hearing all of it, all of my excuses, all of my reasons as to where I was at and how I got where I was at and how I didn't want to be there, all of the blah. She then shared her story, her own journey to recovery, and began to shed light in this very deep and dark space in which I was at. Had she have came into that space, into this pit that I had dug myself into, with any sort of judgment or any sort of feelings of superiority, in that particularly vulnerable and sensitive state that I was in, it would have caused me to put up those walls immediately. If she had came in there telling me like, oh, it's easy, just do this, 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 and this, you'll be perfectly fine. This is nothing. Don't worry about it. If she had started to belittle me, if she had done any of those things rather than just coming down into that space that I was in, physically, mentally, and emotionally, then I would have shut down. I would not have received anything that she had to say. I would have not have heard or anything. I wouldn't have been able to accept the help in any way, shape, or form. But by her doing that and embodying that place of understanding and love and patience, it allowed me to fully relate to her in such a beautiful way that whenever she extended her hand as an offer to pull me up and out, I was fully able to receive that leadership, that guidance.